Welcome back for another episode of Pokemon News of the Week. Today's headlines. Goods from the Yokohama World Championships have been announced, Japan pulls the ban hammer on many resellers, and the Champions League 2024 starting in September. All that and more in Pokemon News of the Week. So, welcome back to Pokemon News of the Week. My name is Bob, and here are today's headlines. We have a lot of stuff to cover today, and first off, we're going to talk a little bit about Obsidian Flames. Yes, this is the set that is releasing very, very soon in English. I believe it is coming out on August 11th. There's a lot of cool goods. Actually, they just announced a really nice Charizard set that is going to be coming out at that date. I think it's retailing about $39.99 US. So, yeah, this is pretty cool. But we had the release in Japan last week, and that is part of the reason why I didn't do any news video. I do apologize to you guys. But there were lots of cool stuff announced. For example, there were a couple of deck sleeves, so these have come out already. These are already available to get, and they range from 899 yen to 990 yen. So for example, the Charizard sleeves, these are 990, and for the Glimora and for the Poppy, those are 889. There's also a couple of deck cases. They are 500 yen each, so if you're at a Pokemon Center, you can get these for 500 yen. And also, there is a really nice playmat, and the price is 2,970 yen. So it's kind of affordable. But there's a lot of cool cards in the set, and right now, the chase card is the Charizard Super Art Rare. That is kind of hard to get and a little bit expensive. It's retailing at about $400 around. My chase card was Poppy, and we already pulled this, so if you haven't seen that unboxing, do go check it out. I also have the deck box, so the deck build box coming out next week, so you can stay tuned and get excited for that. But yeah, that is the cool Obsidian Flame set that came out very recently. And on the topic of goods, there are actually a couple of goods for the World Championship in Yokohama coming next week that have officially been announced with some pictures. For example, there are a couple of deck sleeves, so there's one with a Lapras on it. There's also two others, I can't remember exactly what they are off the top of my head, but those are going to be available at the event and at Pokemon Centers around Japan on the day of release. They may go quickly, you never know. There's also two playmats that look kind of cool, and a few other goodies. There's going to be a lot more stuff kind of announced closer to the date, but this is pretty cool as well. But keeping on the topic of the Yokohama event that's happening, they have officially started the Pokemon Card Walk. And basically what this is you can walk around Yokohama, and there are about, I think it's exactly 1,000 cards that you can find, take photos of, have photo opportunities together. They look really cool. I personally really want to go, but I haven't found the time, and actually my schedule got mixed up when I got COVID a couple weeks ago, so I've been unable to go. I may go at some point to film something, but if you're in Yokohama, walk around the city, you will see a lot of Pokemon card related stuff. This is super, super cool. There was also an announcement of some special Play Pokemon Prize sets. I think it's the third series of cards that are coming out, and these are pretty cool for a couple of reasons. First off, there's going to be releases of old cards that have already come out with the little Play kind of logo in the bottom corner. But in addition, some of these cards are going to have the holofoil on them that hasn't been used since the Wizards of the Coast era. This is super cool, and basically you can get these from August 11th to August 13th if you're doing any kind of tournament outside and inside of Japan, maybe inside of Japan. I think so far this is definitely going to be happening around places in America and the UK. So if you're in a tournament, you might be able to get one of these packets. You might be able to get some of those cool, nice swirly holofoil cards. So yeah, this is another cool card thing. But our big headline for tonight is looking at the ban hammer that has come down on a couple of resellers. And by a couple of resellers, I mean actually quite a few. Basically, what happened was a week ago, just before the release of the Kokoen no Shihaisha, so that is the Japanese Obsidian Flame set in Japan, the Pokemon Company, they announced that they have teamed up with Yahoo to try and stop resellers selling on the Yahoo auction website. So this is a bit like Mercari, where people are reselling cards that haven't even released yet. And it is ridiculous that they were doing that. As soon as they said this, saying that if we find your cards on here, we're going to ban your accounts and buying from the Pokemon Center ever again, they took everything off of the website. But what happened a couple of days later is many people who had those products online, I don't know how, but they received emails from the Pokemon store online saying that they have been banned forever now from buying cards from them, which is crazy. First off, I am super curious. How did they get their information? How did they compare the two? Because I think that legally they're not allowed to share personal information between company and company. So I'm really curious to work out how they found this out. But basically the ban hammer is coming down on a few people. It doesn't stop them from buying cards from different places such as Joshin or Geo or Yodobashi Camera. But at the very least, it does reduce it a little bit. And basically what's going to happen going forward now is with Yahoo Auction and with Mercari, they are going to be very strictly monitoring to make sure that cards are not going up before the release so that people aren't buying them, trying to cut down on the ori per packet, so the original packet, and trying to make cards easier for you guys to get hold of. So hopefully what that will mean is things like the Kokoe no Shihaisha set, these should be easier to get and cheaper. So fingers crossed you guys can get some good stuff real soon thanks to this. And finally, what I want to talk about tonight is the Champions League 2024, which is beginning in September. And so far, I only know about what's happening in Japan, so this information may be slightly different around the rest of the world, although I'm sure the dates are going to line up a fair bit. Basically, what is happening is they are planning for the next World Championship Series. And what is cool is that a lot of events are going to be beginning in the regionals around Japan in the beginning or middle of September. And what's interesting too is they announced some of the prizes for you entering these competitions. Basically, anyone that enters gets a chance of getting one of the promo energy cards. I don't know if I have a picture, so this might just be a blank space right now. But basically you get, I think it's one of 8 random energy cards just for participating. But if you get in the top 3 of some of the events, the prizes are pretty cool. Firstly, let's go backwards. For 3rd place, so the bronze prize, you get some unique card sleeves. You can only get these if you get 3rd prize. Not 2nd or 1st, only 3rd. So it doesn't kind of stack. These look really cool. And I think that this is a nice looking design. For the 2nd prize, it is a Hachimaki card. So we've seen this before in a previous set, but this is a cool card for this series, again with the World Championship Series 2024 logo on it. So this is the 2nd place prize. But the 1st place prize is a Zapdos, and I think it's a Zapdos EX card. Again, very cool card, nice design, and again, unique to this series. So if you guys are in Japan and you can actually enter these tournaments, which I think the entry right now is through another damn lottery, which makes things really hard, you guys can try and get into this, and hopefully, if you're good at the game, win some cool cards. And the final piece of news this week is about the Pikachu Yokohama deck that released last week. Right now, that is still ridiculously expensive. I think the resale value on this on most places and websites is about 40,000 yen plus. And I know that the yen is really weak right now. It actually sucks like hell. But basically, this is still a fair bit of money. For you guys, there may be another opportunity. What is happening, I believe, and please take this with a pinch of salt because I can't recall from my research and there hasn't really been an official announcement. So basically what is going to happen, I believe it's from August 8th to August 16th, there is going to be a 2nd round lottery. And that's going to have the chance to get the Yokohama deck or the deck build set for the Kokoe no Shihaisha. And unfortunately, you've got to be living in Japan to apply for this. So if you're here, great, but what this means is there is a much higher chance that you guys, if this continues, can get it cheaper. So hopefully you don't have to pay ridiculous extortionate prices on these decks. So yeah, if you're in Japan and you're living here, there is another opportunity. But I also believe that some Pokemon centers during the Yokohama tournament time are going to have some stock of this, but I believe entry to those Pokemon centers, again, is through some lottery or some ticket system. So just check online, take a look, just quickly search Pokemon Center and then city. So for example, it could be Sapporo or it could be Tokyo, it could be Osaka, and it should come up with some information. But just thought you guys wanted to know. And my card of the week this week is the Adaman, or Seki in Japanese, the Super Art Rare card that came out in V-Star Universe. I want to give this card a little bit of credit for a couple of reasons. First off, I love the design. I think this is really, really cool. In addition, I actually bought this myself. So I got this, I didn't get the Irida card, but I did get this one. I think this looks really, really nice. But thirdly, one of my favorite characters from Arceus Legends is on here. The Wasabi, I think in Japanese her name's Sabi, but her character just kicking in the air kind of like this, I love that design so much, and it is adorable. So yeah, this is my card of the week. So that's everything for Pokemon news of this week. There were a lot of other announcements, but I don't really have too much time to talk about them, and I haven't researched it in enough detail. I have been really busy this week. I'm actually going to Tokyo tomorrow for a kimono world competition because I qualified in the Kansai one. There's my trophy actually at the back there. But I'm going to be going to the world tournament tomorrow, so I'm kind of nervous and excited for that, but it's busy, so I can't edit a crazy long video. But there is a ton of content coming your way, so stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed, and there will hopefully, because next week is a national holiday, hopefully be another Pokemon News of the Week video coming very soon. Okay, see you next time for more Pokemon News of the Week.